Hey guys, so I've been using the Alpha Trader platform for a couple of weeks now, and I wanted to wait until the dust cleared before I gave my review, just so I could be as fair as possible. So, Alpha Trader, they came out with their own platform, and if you're familiar with TopStepX, is very similar to TopStepX. So I was very excited to give it a try. I've never traded with Alpha Trader, so not only was this my first time trying their platform, but this was also my first time uh, getting a evaluation with them. So off the bat, it did not start off very well. I think I was able to place like one trade the first day that I purchased the evaluation, and then after that there was a lot of issues with the platform. They were bringing on a lot of traders for the first time, and so we actually weren't able to trade on the platform for about 2 days. Now, Alpha Trader, to their credit, they did uh, do several things to try to remedy the situation, including giving away 2 free accounts to everybody who was impacted. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Platform itself, let's focus on that. What you see here is the main view, it's the trade panel view. It's what you see as soon as you log into your account. And really, it's the nuts and bolts of the whole platform, right? So, uh, up here, you have the various instruments, like you can add an additional instrument for a chart that you want to see or potentially trade. For me, I like to keep it simple. I only look at and trade and queue. Every once in a while I'll trade ES, but yeah. So in terms of like the options and things of that nature, if you're familiar with TradingView, then you recognize all of this. So I'm not going to cover that too much. Same up here. The one thing I will say is the indicators, they do not have custom indicators. So if you're used to using a custom indicator, you will still need to refer to TradingView for that. It's very basic. You have, I will say, give them credit for having a good option for time frames. Like you could go down to the 1 second, and they even have an 8 hour chart, so or time frame, so that's pretty cool. You can choose to have your trade arrows on or off, and you have layouts, which I'm gonna be honest, these layouts must have been created by them. I don't recall creating these, and when I clicked on them, they messed up my chart, so I'm not gonna click on them to show you guys, but just know that these are there. Um, You can also create your own layouts, which I've done, and I just keep these two charts up. So yeah, all of this is pretty standard. If you've used TradingView, then you'll be very comfortable using all of this. They do give you panels for the order and the DOM. So if whichever your preference is, you have those options here. One quick thing I wanted to mention about like in the order section itself is they do have bracket order as an option, but I don't like it. So the reason I don't like it is you can see that your take profit and your stop loss, instead of being based on points or ticks or even dollar amounts, is purely based off of the price on the chart. So that could get a little tricky because you're manually having to type in what price on the chart you want your take profit to be versus dollar amount or points. Um, I don't like that. I hope that they update this and bring in those other options, and then it'll be worth using. So that's those two. And then you also have quick trade where you can choose the number of contracts that you want to buy market, sell market, join bid, join ask. A gripe that I have with this as well is the fact that you have this box, but you cannot type in the box. So you can't quickly type the quantity amount. You have to manually adjust the quantity amount. No bueno for me. And you can minimize that. So trust me, we're almost done with this review. Trading charts, there's really no point of this. It feels redundant, but if you don't want all the extras and you just want to focus purely on the chart, then you have that option with the trading charts. I don't use that. And then for settings, they're very basic for now. So I guess working backwards, privacy, there's no privacy. It's like, this was, I don't know what they're gonna do with this. And quite frankly, I wish that this was either just not even shown or they had something ready for us to use. Um, I'm assuming that for privacy, it'll probably be to, if you don't want to show your current balance or what your P&L is for the day, things like that. So, to be determined. Risk settings, they were initially available, but then with all the issues, they went offline. Um, what I recall seeing is the option to lock your account like immediately or choose to lock your account during a specific time frame, including set trading sessions. So if you don't want to trade during London, you can have your account locked every day during the London session. I hope that they bring more features into the risk settings tab. Two that I would personally like to see would be the option to limit the number of contracts that you can enter into for a trade. So if you don't want to go over 5 contracts, then if you try to enter into 5 contracts, you just would not be able to. Another option would be to be able to set your daily loss limit. So for Alpha Trader, your daily loss limit is 1,000 if depending on what product you're trading. And then maybe you only want to lose like $250 in a day. It would be nice to see that they have that. So once you hit that 250 limit, your account locks for the day. You come back the next trading day. And I just clicked on it, but I'm not going to show it in the video because the copy trading tab, it shows like a lot of information regarding your account. So I don't want that being out there, but just know if you click on the copy trading tab, then you'll see an option to select your leader account and then follower accounts. And I am copy trading. I'm copy trading a evaluation right now and my qualified account, which is essentially a funded account. So I'll show you how the copy trading works in a second. And then the last tab is general and the only option here is whether or not you want audio notifications about your order status. So currently I have it on and you guys will hear like what it sounds like in a minute. That's it. This is the getting started guide. Nothing to see there. So let's go back to the trading panel. I'll show you how the copy trading works. It's really cool. So you have to make sure that you have your leader account, that's where you're taking the trades from, and then the follower accounts, they will copy the trade. The other way that you can enter a trade on this platform is by right clicking your mouse, and then you'll see you have uh, market and limit options. Um, this is cool if you are good with the quantities that they have selected. Otherwise, you will have to either choose from here or here and manually adjust, the number of contracts that you want to enter. So for the sake of demonstration, I'm gonna enter a market. I don't like market orders because there's a lot of slippage, but just to show how this works, I'm gonna enter one
Order field.
contract. I think you guys just heard the audio for that. And then after you enter, if you want, you can drag and drop your TP and stop loss. You have to do both. You can't do one or the other. It won't work. After you drag and drop both the TP and the stop loss, then you have to make sure that you click confirm or else again the the trade won't execute. Like you'll be in the trade, but it won't close if it hits your TP or your stop loss. It'll just keep going. So you have to make sure that you click uh your confirmation button. So you can see here the trade monitor is now up and going, and it'll just show you your lead account, and it'll also show you your follower account or accounts. And you can see I think the cool thing about this is that visually you can make sure that the trade executed the way that you wanted it to. So if there was an issue and somehow your lead account took the long, but for some reason your follower account took the short, you can immediately get out of the trade and kind of like cut your losses. So I really like that. I haven't seen this feature on any other platform so far. So I'll give them a point for that. I wouldn't mind seeing that on the other platforms that are similar to this. So yeah, I will I'm gonna try the flatten option now.
Order filled.
Okay, so you guys can see that, it was able to close the account and it closed it on both accounts, so it's no longer any active position. So I really, really, really like that feature. Overall, I think the platform is, is cool. It's better than some of the other platforms, just from a visually appealing perspective, and also being used to TradingView. I like that it's, kind of intuitive that way. And I don't really, I have some suggestions on how they can improve it, but I don't have any complaints at this time. Hopefully, this review was helpful, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.